Up with Dr. Leyland. Step into the future, the world is waiting now. Dreams are in the making, we'll show you how. From the books to the screen, from the stage to the stars, level up your game, let's raise the bar. Innovation, inspiration, it's in our DNA. Breaking through the limits, we're paving the way. Level up, reach the sky, take the lead, don't be shy. Your story's worth it, your light will shine. At Level Up Academy, it's your time. Oh, it's your time. At Level Up Academy, we rise and climb. Empowered in your passion, your voice will be heard. Building a legacy with every word. From podcasts to pages, from business to art, Level Up's the place where it all can start. With heart and with vision, we're chasing every goal. Together we'll ignite the fire in your soul. Level up, reach the sky, take the lead, don't be shy. Your story's worth it, your light will shine. At Level Up Academy, it's your time. Oh, it's your time. At Level Up Academy, we rise and climb. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh, we're trailblazing, breaking through the mold. Dreams are alive, let your story unfold. With courage and pride, we'll take the fight. At Level Up, we own the night. Level up, reach the sky, take the lead, don't be shy. Your story's worth it, your light will shine. At Level Up Academy, it's your time. Oh, it's your time. At Level Up Academy, we rise and climb. So let's level up and never look back. On the road to greatness, we're on the right track. Together we'll soar, together we'll thrive. At Level Up Academy, we're alive.
Oh my gosh. So all this time, you probably didn't hear anything I'm saying, didn't you? Because I've been talking and no Mike apparently was not on in here. So here's what we're going to do really quickly, okay? This one is my press release. If you ever need to go in any industry and in any, if you're launching a book, if you are launching a service or a product and you need a press release to be all out there. And I know that it works because I tested it on myself. So that's very quickly. Another thing that I showed you guys was this Beyond Boundaries, because I'm planting trees not in Madagascar but in a different country. So if you would like to buy the book, every single sale will hopefully get through sending more trees and jobs to other people. And if you want to actually yourself want to buy a tree for Level Up, this is the link, https://evertree.com /company/level up. Okay. So that's what I was talking about. And in terms of influencing you, I will be in this Friday, I will be teaching energy and alignment, right? Pose with purpose and power. Because if you guys are not aligned with your purpose, when you speak, when you communicate, when you do anything, you'll attract people that you're not supposed to be attracting. And so we complain. I learned this the hard way. Okay. That's the reason why I can talk about it. Because if you attract people, right, that are hurting still, and because you're hurting, that is the energy you're giving. So it's super important for us to align ourselves before we start asking for others, right? Because, like I said, my formula for success is called CRAY. I know, because I like to say that word, CRAY, right? C cube, C cube, C to the third power, clarity, courage, consistency. Then you add radical accountability, not just accountability. Radical means stop your excuses. Stop, right? You know you're full of excuses. So I know because I am one. I can't really do that because of this. But at the end of the day, you need radical accountability if you want to be successful. Minus the ego. E for ego. We all have it. I have it too. But if you put your ego at bay, you will be successful. So that's why I say CRAY. C to the third power, RAE. Radical accountability minus your ego, guys. Thank you for your patience. For the last 13 minutes, I've been talking and no one heard me. That's what Level Up. That's okay. I will cut those up. Now, Bella Grace is something that I really love. Bella Grace Global is something that I use, the elixir, the lip balm. My daughter actually stole all my lip balm. Thank you very much. And then my skincare is also amazing. And I think they have weight loss program as well that I was checking out. I am an ambassador, full disclosure, because I'm part of their family. And of course, Influencing You is one of their sister company. So now that I cleared those muted moments, let's have Deborah up. Hi, Deborah.
Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. We're so happy to be here. Thank you.
Yeah, I was muted. I'm surprised maybe my sisters were like texting me. Usually Mike will text me like, "Hello, I can't hear you. What is wrong with you?" I think they probably did. And no, I just wasn't paying attention. I'm so glad that you're back. I had you before and it was such an amazing conversation, right? And I
Yeah.
really want to dig into your success. We can all learn from you and your success. So, I wanted to talk about playing the old rules, right? Playing the old rules. What are some of the old rules? Well, let's talk about it. Now, some people are not thinking about retirement because they're probably young. Some people and most of our audience are at that age where we need to think about retirement, right? If your retirement plan had to be rewritten tomorrow, what options would you want on the table? How would you answer that?
Wow, that's really incredible. And it's a question that I have pondered and acted upon. So for me, it is the being connected to a business or energy that we're putting forward that's connected with our moral code, ethics, our values, our mission, our purpose, our reason for being here. I think it's so important to align with your future and work backwards. It's almost like writing a book. So we could talk about that for a minute because I know you're an expert in this arena as well. It's like putting the name on the book, finding the book title, the intention, the cover, and then filling in the blanks. So I think it's asking yourself questions that are real questions that have you look at yourself in a from a perspective and through those windows of when I arrive at XYZ point in my life, is what I'm doing now going to be fulfilling? Is it going to be enough? Is it going to support where I want to be in my, I don't call them retirement years, but refirement years. So I think it's having the conversations, and that's where inner circle connection, connectivity, collaboration comes in. When you're aligned with your people, we're having those conversations and we're supporting one another and sharing collaborative ideas in how we can make that happen in the world of affiliate marketing and in the world of purpose-driven activities. So I think that the questions that we need to ask ourselves are the questions that we need to engage in with our community as well, no matter what age we're at. Because I started, I think, when I was in my 50s, really looking at what, the seriousness of the next veils that we're parting in terms of 10 years, one decade at a time. And so I think that would be the skinny version of how I would answer that.
I like the skinny version. That is so, like, I was thinking about that question too, right? I'd say I'd want purpose, profit, and peace at the table with
I
this
love that.
save for impact, right? Because
Mm.
I feel like my retirement isn't an exit, it's an elevation into mentorship, message amplification, and global ripple making, right?
Yes.
Because legacy doesn't wait for the finish line. Hello, it continues.
No, it's a continuum into infinity. And it's what you do when you're planting your trees. It's leaving the world in a better place, leaving people in a better place than where we met them. It's leading with empathy. It's seeing the soul, the heart and soul of the matter, not just trudging through life with a career, which we've all had, been on the corporate side, been, just in that grind where we think we have to make, those 100 calls a day. It's not what we're doing anymore. We're not doing that anymore. We're working on ourselves so that we can align with our tribe, with our people who have the same value. I remember being at a seminar I think I was 19, and it was Brian Tracy. And he said that if you were to take like 100 successful people and line them all up, every one of their values would correspond synchronistically in the right order. So that's an interesting clue. So if we are aligned with our highest values, if we are treating ourselves with respect, we're taking care of our bodies, our minds, our spirits, we're leveling up, where that it's not something that we just have. It's not a luxury. It is part of the whole self-care package. And if it is to be, it's up to me to elevate my own self and safeguard my own health in every facet of what that looks like.
I love that. Susanna says, I love my Bella Grace lip balm. Hello. I haven't
Me too.
like, okay, so check this out, guys. This is totally live. I'm like, oh, I'm doing a demo on makeup. Why not? I mean, you couldn't hear me for 13 minutes, so you might as well see it. Okay, so literally, Mike, you need to give this to your wife, but watch, okay? Watch my upper lip, guys. It's like little. You don't need to put it, but it makes it really pop. You see that?
I
Okay,
do.
and then my bottom lip. It just makes it pop, and it continues throughout the day, which I love. And the color is so amazing. It's not super out there. Like, I have color that are super out there. I love super red. Like, that's just my favorite, right? But this one just keeps whatever lips that you already have just popping, and love that tingle. So yes, sister.
Mm,
My
beautiful.
my next question is about reimagining the model success, right? What if your next move wasn't about reinventing yourself, but about building something once that grows through others, like pay you residually and scales your impact without trading time for money? How do we do that, Deborah?
Oh my gosh. Well, it's really goes back to the first conversation that we had that we opened up around alignment. And then it is about inspired alignment, collaboration, lending skill sets, lending, mentoring and empowering measures to other people, having great listening skills, seeing who the other person or people are on the other side of the table and listening. And it's sort of like an act of love. So when we're listening to someone, we're not projecting who we are on them. We're aligning with them and supporting them in creating the world that they desire to create by supporting them in leveling up, in discovering what are their set points, what are the challenging areas in their life that they need to break through and to, build building blocks, become proficient in, so that they can show up differently and create the world that they desire. So what I love about this is that it goes back to that principle. Would you prefer to be paid for 100% of your efforts, which is really trading time for money, reinventing the wheel every day? Every project is a brand new invention, and that can be creative, but it also can be exhausting. So we're talking about regenerative, ongoing streams of income through us all working collectively. I work with you, I get with you, I support you. Case in point, I'm working with a lovely lady who just showed up in my life, showed up because I'm showing up. We're attracting one another, and we recognize one another not because we have a history, but because we know that our souls are aligned and we're both feeling something more. As Carolyn Myss says, when two or more people come together and there's a combined energy in the soul that stirs, what transpires there when people are aware and aligned, we know that there is something more to do. Like you and I, CJ, but like we knew, maybe the first time we met we didn't know, but we showed up again and we took another look because we went away and did our work. Almost like, likened to American Idol, where they send people away that have talent, and they it doesn't wound them to the point where they recoil and go bury their head in the sand. They go level up. They take it as a sign that they have more work to do. So I think it's collective work that we do that is really play, that is really purposeful, that is really mission driven, which is really supporting people in the whole wellness. We hear wellness, it's not just being well from a perspective of supplementation. It's about showing up and being attuned to one another and holding space and supporting others in what it is that they want to create. And together, when we do that, we bridge that collective residual where if we help enough other people get what they want, we get everything that we want.
Yeah, and I think I like the abundance mentality rather than scarcity mindset.
Yes.
I was actually challenged in a conversation, and I love challenges on the conversation because I talk about my three pillars, right, for level up, and one of them is visibility. And she's like, "Well, Dr. Leland, what if I don't have a visibility issue, but I'm still not getting my clients and I'm still not getting paid? My ROI is there, and I do have press release from other people, not from you, obviously, but I feel like I have all the authority and I have all of these things, but it's not, I'm not really like, I don't know, you know?" She's like, I said, if you're out there, I said, if you're out there chasing more visibility, I mean, more likes, more reach, more features, but you're still feeling unheard or unseen or disconnected from your audience, it's not a visibility issue at that point. It's a voice issue, right?
Mhm.
That's good news because voice can be reclaimed. Visibility without voice is noise. Okay. Visibility without voice is noise. Because what is voice? You need clarity. Again, going back to my success formula, you need clarity. Clarity, that's power, that's legacy, that's magnetic, right? Call it out. We live in an era where people think being seen is enough. People already, I'm on a lot of podcasts, I'm on a lot of here. How come I don't have money? How come I don't get, conversion? Because
Mhm.
visibility is not about volume. If you don't have a clear, consistent, courageous voice behind it, people scroll past you. Literally.
Mhm.
Visibility is easy to buy. Voice, you have to own that, right?
Correct.
And I
Because it comes from authenticity and becoming an expert in your arena. And confidence, that's where imposter syndrome comes in, is when people, their voice doesn't connect with their vision, and they have more work to do in creating a cohesive bedrock of showing up authentically and being the expert in what it is that they are the expert in, not trying to shapeshift and be someone you're not. Case in point, my brand, I think I was like, I was on a call yesterday with a colleague, and I said, what's interesting is that she has cracked a code in me that gave me permission or awakening something in me that stirred where I was actually not championing my expertise. I was I was packaging my expertise around all the things that I have done in my life and done with excellence. However, there was mixed feelings on or mixed perceptions, I should say, on how I was showing up. And the minute that I said, why am I not, this is how I come out of the womb. I knew my purpose at age 12. I need to go back and do a complete 360 or a cybernetic loop where I go back and revisit my career where I started and evolve it forward and bring that story of origin back up and light it up with magnificence, with knowing, with a sense of purpose in knowing that I have something so special that I feel I was ordained to do, that I buried the treasure. And that's where the voice is. And it's stepping into that new story. And you do that so well. CJ, you support so many people, including myself, in birthing that story and coming into owning that authentic voice. It's so important. Thank you.
yeah, I have always, for some reason, loved supporting and volunteering and things like that. So I've had shaman, I have like different people tell me, like, I said, why do I do this and why do I do that? And sometimes it's really annoying part of myself that I'm even annoyed with myself, right? Like, why do I do this thing? over and over. It's like having a rock, and I'm like, why am I bleeding, guys? Why am I bleeding? And I'm like, I know I'm not stupid. I know I see it, but why do I keep repeating that behavior?
Mm,
And I think the reason I love the business, okay, and it's not easy. I think with Level Up, we don't just market your business, we actually ignite missions. That's how I see it now, right? And I'm igniting missions. I'm not really marketing your business. Because if you're not aligned with your mission, I can already tell. I can't deal with amplifying your message yet because you don't have clarity, right? We
mm,
work with so many trailblazers who are ready to go beyond being visible and start becoming vital to their own self and vital to their own business, because your brand isn't just about what you offer, it's about what you stand for, right? We help
mhm.
you clarify at that stand, amplify that message, and build your media presence. But at the same time, people just thinking, oh, it's just media. No, we are different for that reason, because we want your mission to be out there. So, Deborah, what is your mission to help our community be aligned and unstoppable?
Well, once again, I think it comes back to finding that place within yourself where your voice speaks the truth. And so my truth is that I believe that everyone has an opportunity to align themselves with something that's greater than who they are. So that purpose for me is to really support people in finding the true essence of who they be and amplifying that message and removing all the blocks, whether that be through offering a product line or an education line, where I have a dual track business where I've aligned myself with wellness products, beauty products from within that have every stamp and seal for health and wellness globally. And then I have a line of business that I love that you're one of the faculty members and educators, where we're teaching people to level up and what find out where is your set point, what is not working in your life, and set yourself on a trajectory, make a commitment to get yourself leveled up so that you can shine and stop spinning your wheels. So it's about staying well, staying vital, keeping your voice clear, and animating that message to others, collaborating with others, supporting them to do the same, and then leading them to places where they can learn to create a more consistent level of showing up, create their brand. I know you do all of that, but we have venues for that. I align myself with professionals. I like to connect dots. I like to bring people home to one another. So I really do believe that it's like we're building a community, a global community where we have a table where everyone has a seat at the table that is on a level up journey. So it's almost like you have a seat at the table, but you earn a place at the table. And at that place, you collectively are expanded because you're tapping into other people's resources where you don't have to reinvent it. So I think being very driven towards mind, body, spirit, and being 100% totally in tune with supporting other people in creating their mission possible.
I love that. I love that. So let's talk about the companies that we can actually be part of, right? Because a lot of people will say, okay, it's just a side hustle right now because I have a full time job. It could be, right? It could be. Or it could be where people are already retired early and now they don't know what to do. I have a lot of veteran students who are on their second career, right? And now they're like, I'm so used to waking up at 5 in the morning to exercise. And then I have all day and all night, and I get in trouble with my wife because I'm not doing anything. I'm vegging out on Netflix. Like, right? So these are some ways that you guys can do. And here's the thing that I've been like dealing with lately. There's a lot of things that I see women. I'm I'm definitely for men. Obviously, I'm married, right? But I just see more a disconnect for financial freedom for women and girls.
Mm.
And I have two daughters. So my impact and legacy is always focused on those two babies that I have. Don't tell them I call them babies because they'll be upset. But because I call them babies and their friends, and I just go, Mom. I'm like, oh, I mean, yeah, they're adults. Sure. Like, but I see the gap. There's so much
Mm.
study out there. I've studied it for 30 years now, literally, about the gap of women and girls in pay, right?
Mhm.
So my effort, I'm only one person, and I know there's so many people out there that's doing that, but we gotta do something because we are the ripple effect, right? And
Mm.
so instead of disjointed silo, I want to see more women and girls band together to educate ourselves how we can create impact and legacy and be financially stable. And so what I love is that you're already buying these products. Don't tell me that not a woman out there has a lip balm or a lip gloss. Even people
Mhm.
who don't wear makeup will have a lip gloss because that's easy to do, right? So if you are doing that, whatever you put in your body can harm you literally, and people don't understand that. I have a lot of allergies, so I gotta make sure that I don't use products that gets me itchy because I get itchy quick. Okay. And so, if you're already buying that, wouldn't be your onus to really research how you can do that? What I love about Bella Grace is that yes, you can be an ambassador for them, and just like any other business, guys, of course, there's gonna be a financial upfront cost for you, and that is buying your products and testing it out to see if that's something for you, and really talk about the products, just like what TikTok is doing. They're what, $1 trillion company in 8 years for that reason, is because people are actually talking about the product they're using and then helping themselves by getting money, right? By getting paid for these things. But at the
Mm.
same time, people think about it at that level. But what if you can actually have help that way? When you talk to your people, like, oh my God, CJ, you got a nice haircut. I'm like, girl, this is a wig. Okay. Like, so I'm like, I'll give you my TikTok link, right? I get paid on commission.
Yes.
But way before that, nobody in their right mind, like when I do right now, talking or whatnot, nobody is really paying you anything. But you're giving out so much information. But what if you can get paid on the product that you're already using and telling your friends because they like what you're wearing? That's literally a legacy driven financial that you could possibly have. So, how do we get into that, Deborah?
Well, I think, it makes total sense what you're saying. I think we go back to what is transpiring in the world today economically. So if you look at the economic trends where we're sitting on the precipice of the whole global economy, financial economy is changing. I think we're being called, or I personally subscribe to the fact that we're being called to create a sovereign lifestyle. And especially when you have the younger women, and they're looking at, what they're going to do. They can become portfolio entrepreneurs. When you're looking at the corporate employee or the government employee, where they have more month at the end of the month than money, they're they have an opportunity. They get to look at their life through a lens of, what could I be doing to procure a financial some financial freedom, or to ease up on what income I have now. And we know from the statistics that an actual $500 a month, that's it. $500 a month is life changing to over 80% of Americans alone. Now, we could take that on a global level, and I'll do that. I'll do that research and get back to you. But $500 makes a huge difference. And so when we can find something that we love, we're passionate about, it's aligning with our values, it aligns with our mission and purpose to stay healthy ourselves, it's a call to being responsible, to share it. It's sharing is caring. So basically, that's how I came to Bella Grace, was that I was looking for something to level up my own cognitive health and my joint health after the global staycation. And I literally had a life-changing experience, which led me to be here as a founding member 3 years later. I have never utilized a product for over 3 years, and I am a licensed beauty pro, have been in the industry forever. It's like, sometimes I joke and say I came off of Noah's Ark 2x2 as a beautician, because I came here to touch the soul of beauty, and products are part of that. Health is part of that. The beauty of the soul is part of that. And then we get to be able to align ourselves with brands like Bella Grace, which is Beautiful Grace is what the name of it is, and level ourselves up and share that with the world and create a financial ecosystem for ourselves. I cannot hear you.
Of course you can. I'm on mute. I'm like, guys, Bella Grace. I love the Alexa. Um, what I really love about this conversation is it aligns so well with my mission, which is to level up the world, but also really specifically women and girls, obviously men as well, because we need help from men. But here's some stats for you guys. This is 2023, okay? Women in the United States earned approximately 83.6% of that men full-time wage. Meaning, right? This is from the US Bureau of Labor of Statistics. You can look it up. And it says that on average, women earn 1,005 per week, while men earn 1,202 per week. So when you actually contribute like race, age, education, geographic location, gender wage gap persist. The Economic Policy Institute reported that women were paid 21.8% less than men on average. In California, however, good news for us a little bit is that the gender pay gap is narrower than the national average, so that women here earn about 89.9% of what their male counterparts do. But why is that? That's the question. Because right now the median for women is 11.18 and for men it's 12.44. This is on average, not obviously if you're not in that number. But here's the thing. California has so much law, it's not funny, right? But do you actually have to have all of this stringent law for us to get that gender wage gap equal? I don't know. So this is why I love this conversation, right? So with your company, with Bella Grace and influencing you, how can we help others saying, hey, let's go ahead. Not only we're building our own ecosystem that we talked about, right? Creating that living, breathing financial ecosystem is what we're talking about. But here's my other question. What if wealth becomes your amplifier for good?
I love that. That to me is, that sums it all up. That is, sharing the wealth, coming from the land of plenty, knowing that we can, that our resources can spill over for good. It can take care of people in foreign lands. It can build schools. It can support people in getting off the streets. It can fund tiny homes in places that have had fires. I mean, we're looking at all of those things, the different things that could be done through mission, through building wealth and sharing it, paying it forward. I think that you're really onto something there, and I'm all for it. I love that you're planting trees. My father, I think I've mentioned this before to you. His grandchildren sent him money a few years ago because they were living on the other side of the country, and he bought a tree for his property and planted it for his grandchildren and for future generations.
That's so awesome. Mike, this is where Mike was asking, like, what did he say? Something about, oh, where do I get Bella Grace for my wife's special event coming up? It's this one. And I was trying to show if I can find Bella Grace's website here, so that you guys can actually see what that looks like. This is what Bella Grace looks like. Okay. And so when you're in there, they actually have sleep because, yes, we have sleeping issues too. I mean, wow, right? This is the elixir that I'm talking to you guys about, right? There's a gene marker for inflammation. So if you're feeling that knee hurting, like me going up and down the stairs, my back's killing you, right? All of those things are addressed. Right now, the eye cream, because right here you need collagen as well, is, what is that? I think it looks like it was on 40% off right now as well.
Yeah, all the products are, except with the exception of the elixir, just so you know. There's a Memorial Day sale on that is Blockbuster. And then you have a 10% coupon that you can share with your clients that would like to partake, and they'll get an additional 10% as well as a first time investor in their own wealth, health, wealth, and well-being.
I didn't even know that. Where's my 10% coupon?
Yeah, I'll share that with you after.
Okay, I will post it, guys. But that's amazing. But these are where it comes, right? Half Magazine, Nutra Ingredients, Forbes. Christina is in there. Yahoo, like basically she's pretty much everywhere. Obviously, we're on Instagram as well. And some of these products I really truly love. I love them because they feel good on my skin and it makes me feel good inside. Like you guys know, I will spend money on a lot of products. Like I will spend money on a lot of products. And so I didn't even know they have 40%. So I guess I will be shopping soon. But lip plumping serum is here if you wanted it. But the one that I have was the trio. And I love this hair loss because, full disclosure, I am thinning hair. Like, what is happening? But that's part of aging, I guess. And then look up before and after for 60 days. You see this thing, we have this thing. Yeah. And I love that you said Bella Grace because that is my daughter's name. We call her Bella, but she's Annabella Vittoria. Her daddy's Italian. So that's what we call it that. And then the other one is Angelina Marie. But yeah, we call her Bella. So when they said Bella Grace and Bella's like, you talking to me, mom? I'm like, no, it's a company, girl. It's fine. And she's like, ooh, I love Bella Grace. But yes. So let's talk about how can we invite people, right? And create this legacy. Because what if legacy was built in flow but not force?
I love that because it is about flow. Where the word force is an antiquated word. It's an antiquated energy. It is a dynamic that is past tense. No one wants to be forced into anything. We want to flow like a mighty river. And that is all about alignment. That's, we take a look at nature. When nature is coming in like a lion, we're taking cover. Right. And so that whole flow, I love that nursery rhyme, row, row, row your boat. Row whose boat? Your boat. Gently down the stream. How gently? Life is but a dream. And that's what flow, getting in flow, it's got to flow or it's got to go. So bringing people together that, like you said, are already going to use products like these anyway, why not purchase from yourself at a deeper discount? And empower yourself with healthier approach to your wellness and beauty regimes, and then pay it forward. It's simple.
Paying it forward is nice. That is how we do it. Mike, I don't even know where my pink Lou hat is. I have ADHD. I barely remember my ring today. Okay. Like I was telling my daughter, I'm like, where's my ring? And that's the reason why my office right now is a mess, like makeup and lotion and elixir and serum like right in front of me, is because if I don't see it, I will forget it. And so that is the reason why I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to have all of these things in front of me. And then I'm like, okay, I'm not using it. I put it out there. But when I find it, Mike, I will. But let me know if you do buy it for your wife. Let me know what she thinks. And definitely the elixir, I love the taste. But, people want instant gratification. It's not an instant gratification just like anything else. Like when you exercise for an hour, you would instantly have muscles and get skinny. No, right? It builds in your body because it's repairing your DNA slowly to make sure that it's built for what you're supposed to, the system was supposed to be. Now, Deborah, how do we make sure that we give them as much information as possible in terms of crafting that legacy with value driven brands? Why did you choose Bella Grace out of all the brands out there?
Well, that's a great question, and one that I clearly made a conscious decision about. I was at the end of the global staycation. I was actually taking all of my business online. I'm also a licensed, or accredited, I should say, business coach, and I've worked in business development, leadership development, corporate positions. And I was just coming out of a contract, and I was being courted by a couple of different companies, and I knew kind of what I was looking for. I believe that if we know what we stand for, we don't fall for anything at all. I think that's a really good principle and way to move through life, and that if we hold out for the best, we'll say no to the rest. And so for me, I wasn't looking for high gloss marketing. I was looking for efficacious blue ocean strategies where that the product and the service was innovative. It was futuristic, but it was also backed by science and powered by nature. Having, being licensed for over 40 years as a beauty professional, I have entertained lots of products. I have worked with lots of products. So I knew that I was looking for, first of all, a product that stood the test of time, that was not just going to work for, 10 days, and I was going to feel a nice little warm glow in my body. And then, it was like, okay, it lost its luster. 3 years later, I will not go a day without this elixir in my body, nor will several other people. And we're creating a whole financial ecosystem around it through vertical market. Because of its science, we can take it into spas and wellness and medical practitioners and medical people who will look at it because of the science behind it. That's why I chose it, because I knew strategically that it was going to work in my body. It was clean wellness for my body. It was the potent fuel. It had, all of the science. It had global awards, and it worked. And then I knew that when colleagues of mine were going to other companies and inviting me to come with them, or I had 2 corporate positions offered to me the same day that I decided that I was going to go out on my own and become a full-time founding member of this company and take it into my brand and bring it into the world, that I didn't want to just trade time for money anymore. I wanted to be purpose driven. I wanted to be animated. I wanted to have conversations with people that when they felt the essence of me speak about this, that they felt power rise in them as well. And that to me is the conviction piece. If we don't have conviction, there's no confidence, and then there's no translation of a transformation, and there's no transaction. So that would be one version of how I would express that.
I love that. I think we all are looking for that moment of our lives that we can commit to something and pay us at the same time and really love what we do, right? A lot of people, even including my husband, ask me, like, you've been in sales for 20 years, which I have, and you've done, because I've done commercial sales, construction sales. Construction sales is the hardest for me because I don't know anything about construction. And I just go in, knock on the CEO's door, and he looked at me like, what? Like, what? Who are you? I'm like, oh, hey, I'm so-and-so company, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, what do you think? Do you know anything about construction? I'm like, no, but I know people, and that's what I'm dealing with is people, right? So if you don't like my guys, you tell me and I pick them up, and then you get in 3 hours free labor. Why not? Why not test me? And they're like, oh, I kind of like the free labor. I'm like, told you. But if you like the guys, you're gonna keep them for 8 hours. And they're like, okay, CJ. And I did, and I was successful because I was very transparent. And I tell my guys, hey, you want a job? You keep this job. Do a good job, right? Like that's really simple. And I love doing that. And I love that what you're doing. Because what if this is the answer for you guys? What if, right? You never know. And I say your brand should echo your values, not just your offer. Right. That's
Yes.
who you are, Deborah. I love that. Also, I said when alignment meets amplification, you're no longer just building a business, you're actually birthing a legacy. Right. And we don't market to trends, we position you for timeless relevance. Health is always going to be relevant. Thousands of years ago, Elixir was already out there. Okay, guys. It's not nothing new, but it is new positioning of what we need for our body today, right? And I love that you guys vetted the materials and ingredients that you're using in it, because that's really important for most people, including myself. Because I'm in this journey that I have an issue with migraines and things like that, and that's really my own issue right now, it physically anyway for that. And so I want to make sure that when I grow older, I'm not going to be a pain in the you know what for my kids. I always being sick, being in the hospital. Like I've seen some of my friends who are already doing that. A couple of my friends already died from heart attack. And I was like, man, I gotta stop, eating. But I don't eat lechon all the time, which is like chicharron, like all of those things. I don't eat those all the time. I barely eat on certain things. I do need to lower my intake on rice, but I'm Asian. Like, how am I gonna do that? I'm trying. You know what I mean? My doctor's like, also, you can't have soy sauce. Are you crazy? She's like, you can do light sodium. I'm like, oh, you're right. That's true. And so I try to not drink. Did I just say drink? I did say drink. Drink soy sauce because I literally do. Because I get pudgy. It gets in my face and I
Yeah.
get really pudgy, right? Because that's inflammation. And this from Bella Grace actually helps you with your inflammation
It
and
does.
joint pains. And I was like, wow, that's actually really amazing that it does that. And you don't notice it right away. I would say for me, about a week. I noticed it within a week. So I love doing that. So tell us, what is your last message?
Well, our last message is I would like to propose that we get some information to people who are interested, because I did not answer that question in full. You said, how can we get the information to anyone who's interested? And I'm wondering if perhaps we do like a survey and ask who's curious, who would like information, and then we're able to curate a grouping of very easy to comprehend information about this company, this product, and why they want to engage in even utilizing the product, and perhaps even taking it to the market.
Yeah, I think Hounds of Business, Mike right here. Hold on, where did he go? This. We have a group. I belong to Hounds of Business. Maybe we can even have like a simple webinar just to kind of come in and
Yes.
say, hey, what are these some of the products that you can use, but also really taking it to the level of test it and see if it works for you. You're already buying all these products, guys. It's not something
Correct.
you don't. Lip balm, all of the, like, I have an issue with makeup. So yeah. And that's the reason why I'm like, okay, well, if I'm gonna buy something, I might as well enjoy it and love it, right? And so I love it. And you'll see me on Instagram all the time in my stories with this lip balm, because it is my lifesaver when I want to look cute, but I look haggard and tired. I'm like, okay, fine, but my lips is popping, so I'm good. Like
That's so good.
I mean, that's just how I roll. But thank you so much for this conversation. And I hope Grace is okay. I know we were looking forward to having her. I don't know what happened, but life happens. She's a busy person. She's a
Well,
drama, right? So I don't know what happened.
yeah, she was traveling, and I know that when I was on a call with her yesterday, we had a Zoom call with a partner, and she was losing her voice. So she could have texted me, and I didn't see it because I'm fully present here with you today, and that's what professionals do. We bounce. We're we're flexible, and we release, and we just we show up and be the best version of ourselves for one another and for our audience.
That's
so
right.
thank you. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for showing up for us. And we do need more information on how we can get a hold of these products and also help each other by having financial ecosystem within ourselves. Thank you guys
Let's
for being here.
continue
Yes.
the conversation for sure. Thank you so much, CJ. Love you.
Bye, guys. Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate you. We will see you soon. We will see you tomorrow. Tomorrow, who do I have? We have Michelle Ward. Actually, tomorrow she was supposed to do a live demo about me on my pain and my trauma. So I don't know how that will go, actually, because I don't know how her thing works, but it's a live demo. So if you want to watch me goof off, I guess that's what it's going to be. Bye, everybody. Thank you for being here. Deborah, stay tuned, okay? Stay in.
Are you a curious student, eager to learn new skills and make your mark in the world? Or are you a professional seeking to advance your career and unlock your full potential? You need to be equipped with effective soft skills like communication, problem solving, teamwork, and more. The Level Up Academy by Doc Leland bridges the gap between education and employment through transferable skills training. Get the soft skills you need to be more effective at work.